Hello everyone and welcome to Zelda Speedrun! So today we have the A Link to the Past No Major Glitch League Season 4 Eastern Palace Division Round 3 match between Bressingham and Faker Jr. So it's the 2-0 match and on commentary we will have Jess. So thanks for everyone and have a great race.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and yes, we are in the final week of NMG League Season 4 Vanilla Preset Edition. So, this is the Eastern Palace Division. To start this tournament, we had a bunch of people. We had 3 whole divisions worth, and I think we had another 4 people. So, about 28 to 30 people submit times. After that, everybody was sorted into divisions: Tower of Hera, Desert Palace, Eastern Palace, and then the Hyrule Castle division, roughly to keep the skill levels pretty even. Eastern Palace is our 3rd division. So this is our final between Faker Jr. and Bressingham. Both of them 2-0. The winner of this race will win the Eastern Palace division for this season. Bressingham taking down my NDM and myself in the first 2 weeks, whereas Faker Jr. won his 2 races against, looks like, Fibonacci and Telethar. So, been a great run for both of them. I can say, at least from my own experience, having played Bressingham, he's had 2 PBs in the first 2 races we've had for this tourney. So, gonna be really interesting to see what he puts up for this one. So what is the vanilla preset? Well, it is pretty much the same as NMG, but we do have some great quality of life improvements. So, in particular, what we're going to have is almost no text boxes. So, Uncle's not going to be so chatty. We're going to get 1 dialogue box from him. We're going to get a dialogue box a couple other places, but not a lot of talking. So, a lot of time saved there. We also have the ability to quick swap. So if you've seen a lot of rando races, you know quick swap allows us to change items without menuing. And of course, you get to see and hear some other great changes. We've got MSUs today. We're going with Bressingham's audio right now. It is the Super Metroid MSU. And then both runners are, of course, using custom sprites. So there's our uncle going out. So for this, we do roll a seed. As Faker Jr. does get his lamp there in Link's house. So yeah, we have a you have your sprite, but yeah, we're gonna get going. We start off with, of course, with the escape sequence. We're gonna get that sword and shield from the uncle, and then work our way down to rescue Princess Zelda. You can see it a little bit on Faker's screen. He is going to work on pumping a little bit. I can't tell with... I'll try to see if I see it as well on Bressingham's. Not a huge difference. It's very minor in terms of what it does for you. But you get some minor time save just by pumping. And it only works in the left or the up direction in terms of movement. And thank you for the raid from Namefaker89. Welcome. This once again is the NMG League Season 4 Eastern Palace Division final race, or the championship of sorts. Winner does take the Eastern Palace Division. So yeah, Light World overall is not too different from the vanilla NMG run, or the normal NMG run that you're used to seeing that we've done for NMG League the past few seasons. A little faster. There's not a ton of text boxes, so it's more just about, you know, hey, we get rid of a few of those text boxes, and we also kind of get to focus on the quick swap side of things. There are a couple of things we can do a little differently. There's some nice optimizations in a few of the dungeons. Yeah, a little bit faster with the quick swap. It's not massive changes. You'll see those a little bit at a bunch of different smaller spots. As we can see, both of our runners look to be going with at least... Okay, so Bressingham is two-pot strat, whereas Faker goes with the one-pot. And you see that Bressingham got his lamp in Zelda Cell. Both locations are possible. So my assumption is going to be Faker had a little bit of a smoother escape up to this point. Although they're pretty much even right now. So yeah, I would say like in terms of early dungeons, Eastern Palace is pretty set to what you're used to. That's actually not a consequence of vanilla preset. Even in the vanilla game, there are multiple locations for lamp and boomerang. So it's not actually all that of an oddity, I guess you would put it. Just trying to make sure that this actually mirrors the vanilla game. In terms of what this means in terms of timing, we usually talk about sub 90 kind of being, you know, a target time for a lot of NMG runners. The vanilla preset run is about 10 minutes faster overall. So going to be a little bit faster, or about, as I said, 10 minutes faster. So whatever times you see, assume that an NMG run from these runners would be about 10 minutes longer. Thank you to Utz Stouter for the raid as well. Yeah, we'll see what kind of routes both of our runners go with. I can't see their route yet. I will say to whether Myra is easier or harder, it really is route dependent. We'll see which route both of our runners take. Mire will happen before Ice, but a common strategy that a lot of people use is actually to do Swamp before Ice or Mire, to gain a little bit more health and the hookshot early. So Ice will be after Mire because we do want the ability to Ice Break it. So just coming up on the end of Escape here. Faker Jr. putting in about a 518 and Bressingham about a 521. So decent starts for both of our runners. I believe both of them will. Yep, both of them getting that Sanctuary Heart. So nice smooth beginnings here for both of our runners. We're going to make our way over to Eastern Palace to get that bow and, of course, the green pendant for the boots. And then we can actually, you know, speed run. This is a good speed walk at the moment. Yeah, there's little things that are really nice about this run. I know personally, after Eastern, I actually prefer to do the Saha rupees. The bombs are pretty much free to grab in this mode without the text boxes, so it feels pretty good. Even as somebody who does rupee pulls in the NMG run, it's a nice little bonus. But here we are in Eastern Palace. No real changes to talk about here. You'll get to see our first real quick swap moments. But nothing too elaborate with Eastern. Ooh, and yeah, a little bit of an a problem there for Faker on those Stalfos. Imagine coming in here without a bow. It's terrible. Bressingham getting that extra heart. Gonna want full health coming up for the damage boost to get the Eastern Palace big key. I know in Bressingham in my race, he picked up the Blue Mail in Ice Palace. We'll see if he continues that trend today. Good damage boost there from Faker, and also good from Bressingham, both staying into the 2 heart range. Gonna get those arrows here in this room, so we get 15 total, and there of course is our bow. On to the back and Armos. We'll get the arrows in this room as well. We're trying to build up a little bit. Try to have as many as possible heading into Armos. We'll see how that Zelda gamer room coming up goes for both of them. The Stalfos in this next room here on Faker's side can be a little bit of jerks. Nice. At least for the one. That second one did not play too kindly, but did at least line up. Unfortunately for Bressingham, shooting that Igor to the left did cause him to lose out on the arrow drops. That's why we really aim for shooting that one up. But good quick kill over on Faker Jr.'s side. Bressingham set up nicely, and good kill from both runners. As you can see though, missing that arrow drop over on Bressingham's side does leave him at a bit of a disadvantage here. Down 4 arrows heading towards Desert Palace next. We will get 20 arrows within Desert, normally in an NMG run. There are 4 pots that are pretty easy to pick up and get your arrows refilled. So we'll see Faker Jr. get up to that 28 arrow mark, but Bressingham only going to be able to get up to 24. Faker does skip out on the rupees and the bombs. We'll see how Bressingham is going to pick them up, though. So it's going to look like Bressingham's a little bit further behind. Faker Jr. will have to do the rupee pulls. So we'll see how that times evens out a little bit later. But for now, we are, of course, heading towards the library. Good initial spin speeds from our runners. Unfortunately, Bressingham getting a little bullied here on the bridge over on the way to Desert Palace. Once you get onto that screen with the bridge, you kind of want to hold up left a little bit. It helps try to like get that screen to work out consistently every time. So real unfortunate there, taking a little bit of damage, but does get a heart back. It's just a time loss now. Faker Jr. getting his book. Going for the second spin speed here and gets it. First try, nice. And yeah, guards are not playing friendly here with either of our runners. Oh, Bressingham not going for the spin speed. My bad. Yeah, I'm surprised by that Bogart over on Faker Jr.'s side, getting that shot off and hitting him. That was a surprise shot. Good dashes here in the desert screen for Faker Jr. to get up into the cutscene here to enter Desert Palace. But here we go into desert. So it is a boots lock desert. Ha ha ha. But yeah, there's our first pot there, the low pot in this first room. Oh, nice dash poke strat there from Faker Jr. Definitely one of the pretty good one there. Does get a nice dash to get the Desert Torch key. Now heading over to the right side, we'll see what kind of cannonball RNG we get in the big key room. Faker Jr. trying to boomerang those rupees, but does get through the door transition before he can collect them, so no rupees this time. We got plenty of opportunities for those coming up. There's our second arrow pot. And we'll get 2 more here right before the big chest, so that'll be what gives us those 20 arrows added on to our totals. And there you go. So 28 arrows now for Faker Jr. Bressingham getting his arrow pots as well. As I said, it's not going to be a huge deal. Like for land mode, this is going to be plenty of arrows. The real worry here is down the line with when we get to Castle Tower or Aga Tower. For that portion, there's definitely some good arrow strats within Aga Tower that we'll see from both of the runners, hopefully. And then, of course, that kind of sets up the rest of the run in terms of Pod and Mire. Definitely a couple of dungeons that we will use quite a few arrows. All those popos is spreading out just a bit. Okay, so Faker does get those rupees there, so starting to build up a little bit. 7 is plenty. With the rupee pulls, we expect that tier 2 and a tier 3 for 100 rupees total, so easily able to get the rest of the money. Torches had a little bit of an issue there, but through it nicely. Bressingham not too far behind, just about a couple of rooms. Room in a cutscene now. And here we go with the Landmo fight. Both runners will have the same Landmo RNG. Nice first cycle there over on Faker Jr.'s side. There goes one Landmo down, and that third one, I'm not sure how much damage he has taken. Down goes a second Landmo. See what Bressingham does. It does get a first arrow. It's 1 arrow on every one of them. 2 on the third even. Nice. And down goes Landmo for Faker Jr. Good cleanup. Bressingham going to have to be a little careful here. Nice on the double kill there. Good kill there at the end. Decent fight. Little scary there at the end. Faker Jr. out of Desert Palace. Looks like he's going for Sandman Dash. Unfortunately, yeah, that Sandman is not going to be his friend. And already down 3 hearts into what is a very dangerous split in this run. Hera is... Getting into Hera alone is difficult. Dead Rocks and Cabbages coming up here on Death Mountain. Of course, we are going to go with the fake flipper route. So you're going to dash along here. You're going to use this slope here to set up the line. Unfortunately, that pickle really not playing nicely. That one a little bit better. Easy way to do this. You walk straight from there, and unfortunately, Faker does get the screen transition. You cut this, go straight upright, and then there you go. Very simple way to set that up. Does get its second try. Ooh, a little scary with that Zora over on the portal, but does get through before any issues arise. And Bressingham also able to get through it. I will say Bressingham making up a bit of time, just having, you know, a decent Landmo fight, but really the exit of desert area, those Sandman dashes really kind of costing Faker Jr. here. And that and the extra screen transition for the fake flipper setup. And really, this is going to be the important screen here for Faker Jr. How well can we get through this Death Mountain old man rescue? Does rescue the old man without getting hit, but okay, so we're good so far. Decent cabbage RNG. Gets the spin speed, nice. And really good play on... Yep, gonna get through this, very nice. Bressingham also getting good through there. No real big issues for either runner on these screens. Of course, we are without a Moon Pearl for now. We are going to get that in Tower of Hera. So Hera does have some nice little optimizations here. This first one here is you actually can boom this key and then mirror. Unfortunately, the mini Moldorm not playing nicely for Bressingham. We also got that boom dash from Faker Jr. So these are like really like some of the nice little strats you can get. Faker Jr. also going for a similar strat here with coming up for a boom dash on the coffee break. Trying to get this one set up. There we go. Oh, close. Unfortunate. Looks like Bressingham's going with a little bit more of a traditional weight strat here. Maybe going to go with the pot throw at the end or the boom throw. Faker Jr.'s was trying to get maybe the hook or the block hit, but just neither getting it. I will say, Bressingham having those bombs really could have set up an easy way to do it without the boom dash. Whew. Those torches for Faker Jr. unfortunate. Down to 2.5 hearts. Still plenty to get through this dungeon. We'll see if he hits the switch before going into the Moldorm fight. Good kill there on the first one. Nice on the second, and good cleanup. So really good first room of the climb here for Faker Jr. Really keeping to the normal strats. Bressingham have a good room, not necessarily the normal way you would see it done, but gets the job done and moves on. Okay, Faker Jr. getting that extra heart, gonna use, of course, one for the bomb jump here. Good setup, and there we go, there's our Pearl. Bressingham much better health-wise. We'll see, also gets a good setup. The Kadango for Faker, a little less cooperative than Bressingham's. Bressingham's Kadango is kind of just like, goodbye, I'm not going to even deal with it. And both runners getting a little bit of extra health heading into Moldorm here. Of course, a 6-slash fight, all you need to do is hit that tail 6 times. And of course, that 6th hit, it will be during the rage phase. You can see over on Faker's side. And Moldorm is sticking up into that top area, and this is, and that's the worry. Unfortunately, does get knocked down. Bressingham trying to get a slash in here, and does get knocked down as well. That's why you were seeing a lot of Faker Jr. trying to get a dash. Usually a left-right dash against Moldorm really does save you a lot in this fight, because you don't tank as easily, and you can usually dash through his head, like you just saw there on Faker's side. Good so far. Back onto the rage phase, and Moldorm once again deciding to stay over on the left side of the hole, but does get that dash. Very nice cleanup on the second attempt for Faker Jr. And unfortunately, Bressingham gets knocked down again. Still going for those flash strats. So Faker Jr. out of Tower of Hera. Gonna be able to build a little bit of a lead here. Ooh, getting really scary, but does take him down. Oh my gosh. A few moments in that refight for Bressingham had me absolutely terrified of a fall. Center hole or otherwise. But okay, so Faker Jr. does work on his pre-pulls, does get the 20 from the tier 2. Now we're going to set up for that tier 3. There's your next 2 kills. Does pick up the mushroom here, so we are going to play a little bit with the safeties. Nice dashes overall. And here we go. There is our Master Sword pedestal pull. Now, of course, Bressingham will not need to pick up rupees here. He is well set for pod money at this point. Gonna be able to just make his way to the pedestal. There's that additional kill. That should be our 4. There we go. There's your tier 3 over on Faker Jr.'s side. And up to 108, we will easily get a 5, of course, in Castle Tower, so no money troubles or worries there for Faker Jr. either. In terms of the arrow situation, Faker Jr. in much better shape. Going to be able to do a lot more of the strats in Castle Tower. We'll see how Bressingham decides to manage his arrows. Unfortunately, and there we go. We lose sword beams before reaching Castle Tower over on Faker Jr.'s side. We'll see how practiced he is on his sword beamless strats coming up. Trying to get that heart, actually. Okay. Good knowledge there to realize, hey, if I just kill those guards, maybe I can get that heart, and he does. A little bit smoother of an overworld here for Bressingham. Still going to be a bit down just by merit of the 2 Moldorm falls to Faker Jr.'s 1 fall, unfortunately. We do get the fairy skip, though, over on Faker Jr.'s side. Bressingham into Aga Tower as well now. And we're going to see dinner bell strats here on the ball and chain room. No sword beams. Maybe not as familiar with this. I know Bressingham's a bit new of a runner to the NMG stuff. And we're going to get triple dash. Nice. Good work with the triple dash to avoid the fairy. These blue guards are just not being friendly in that dark room. But does get through the bow guard here. And a good key dash as well. So Faker Jr. out of the dark portion, gonna go with those bow strats. Oh wait, no, that is sword slash. That's interesting. Good double spin on the first red guard and a good cleanup on the second one. Gonna have good arrows coming up. And there we go. So 16 arrows entering into Dark World for Faker Jr. Very good. As well as has his 110 rupees for pod. Ooh, good kill on the bow guard there for the key by Bressingham. Unfortunately, just missing the key dash. And down to 1 arrow for Bressingham. Thank you. Of course, as we enter the Aga fight, this is a guaranteed 0 blue balls Aga. Both of our Aga fights will be. In terms of any optimization you can do for Aga, really the limit here is trying to get his positions good for the next things, for the next shots. So like if you can guide him a little bit into where he's going to teleport next, like that can save small fractions of a second. So like for that 4th hit from Faker, I would say if he could have been on the right side of Aga instead of the left and could have knocked him to the center, it would save a minimal amount of time overall compared to this current stuff. It's minor, but it's one of those things you learn a little bit to try to save just the smallest seconds. We got that spin speed coming off the pyramid here. Exactly. Frames are frames. All frames matter, folks. So, like, even something that Bressingham could have done there is, like, watched the pattern on Faker Jr.'s side and known the positions, but, I mean, that's asking a lot of a runner to pay attention to during this. So I don't blame anybody for not doing so. Unfortunately, misses the spin speed. Not going to go for it a second time. Just going to go with it. Okay, so Palace of Darkness. This is where we start to see a little bit of a change from traditional routing. So normally a pod route is you do shooter room, then you drop down to the basement, the Stalfos basement to get the small key, then mirror up for vanilla big key, then go and get the bridge key before doing hammer yump and get everything back there. In this, there is some changes in the route that you can do. It looks like Faker Jr. is not doing them, so I'm completely talking out my rear end. One of the the ways to do this dungeon would be to do that bridge chest, then route back for vanilla big key, or vanilla big key chest, and then drop down for Stalfos basement. One of the benefits of having quick swap available to us. And it looks like Bressingham is also going with the very traditional NMG route. Unfortunately, getting sniped there. Here comes our hammer yump. We'll see. Does go for the double bomb strat. And very nice. Really smooth on that hammer yump for Faker Jr. Minimal pause buffers to get it. So we're going to make our way over to the Helmasaur fight. And it looks like, yeah, Bressingham's going to go for single bomb strats. That double bomb does require some little bit quicker on the movement, so unfortunately only going for single bomb right now. It does appear we might have lost Bressingham for the moment. We'll see if his stream comes back up. Okay, it looks like we got him back. As Faker Jr. is into Helma. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to get some hammer hits in. I was going to say, I was surprised Faker did not release that spin speed yet. There we go. There's our spin speed. Does extend the hammer hitbox and makes the second half of this fight a lot easier. Just 4 hammer hits, unfortunately, misses those first few shots, and now going to just play a little bit safer. Good position, though. A nice aggressive Helma there, getting into a good position and not going for another fireball shot to close out that fight. Bressingham, meanwhile, entering into Helma. Apologies, folks. Looks like I see a helmet exploding, it looks like, over on Bressingham's side, so that's good. But as we exit exit pod, we are of course going to work our way over to Stumpy and get that shovel to get our flute. A little minor change between the vanilla preset and NMG. After you get the flute in the traditional NMG run, you lose the shovel. Upon picking up the flute in this, you actually get to keep both. And unfortunately, Faker Jr. really taking quite a bit of damage here on our way to Thieves Town, already down 4 hearts. Does get the spin speed, though, heading into Kakariko to avoid Usain Bolt, so very nice. Gonna get our flute activation now. Looks like Bressingham did have a gold split for Palace of Darkness by a little bit, making up some time. And good spin speed as well for Bressingham. I have not seen a lot of flute spin speeds, but okay. Faker Jr. heading into the Dark World here. As I said, that 4 hearts is a little concerning. Thieves Town can be a bit of a dangerous dungeon at times. The attic, you know, sometimes the crickets just do not cooperate, although they're... Okay, he did get a fairy. Wow, that is... I'll take that kind of luck any day when I'm at that health. Yeah, where's that luck when you need it? And good thing we got it, because we already have lost 2 hearts here. We did, unfortunately, take that bunny beam. So not able to really get the dash strats here in the front of Thieves Town, but does pick up his big key. And we'll make our way to the back. Already going to pick up that safety heart. Unfortunately, not getting the God Pixel there in the Hellway. What you want to do is you want to try to not dash or not move out of the doorway and just go for the dash. Allows you to move very set amounts and hopefully hit the God Pixel. So that little extra shimmy kind of put us a little too far, but overall not a bad Hellway. Oh, and there's the scary part. Misses the bomb, and then down only to 2 hearts already. Good thing we got that fairy, but this is still a scary dungeon. A lot of the enemies, you know, we talked about the crickets, but the Zizaks, the blue and the red Zizaks, both doing 2 hearts of damage. And even some of the 1 heart damage enemies here are just a pain. You know, after we get the Titan's Mitts, we're looking at some very, you know, you got a couple of dashes to worry about, and we're down to 1 heart now. Anything can really kill Faker Jr. here. Luckily, we have the attic already blown up, so not as bad as it could be, but this is a little dangerous. Luckily, we do have some hearts here in the blind cell area. The right pots in this room are both hearts. Or yeah, we're gonna have to play this. Oh no, and sniped from behind by the red Zizak. And that hurts. That's a rough one. To blind cell and gonna have to go all the way back now. So Bressingham back into the lead right now. Does get to blind at 6 hearts. Not too bad on the health at this moment. Yeah, any death in the back of Thieves Town hurts a lot. Any NMG runner will tell you, like, that happens, and it's devastating, especially in the races. Like, this is one of those things that really does cost quite a bit. Faker Jr. does realize the strategy here, though. Just hitting the switch and back into it. But Bressingham onto the blind fight. Gonna go see how our blind script is today. And we are off script. This is gonna be a little bit scary on phase 3 of the fight. But does get through the fight with 3 hearts remaining. Whew, sigh of relief, everybody. Thieves Town taking no prisoners today. Not what you want to see, I'm sure, but both, you know, our runners are trying to fight through this. I will point out, by the way, Bressingham's arrow situation improved a ton. I missed a lot of the arrow pickups that Bressingham seemed to get. Must have been Pod just really was kind. Actually ahead of Faker Jr. on the arrow count now. Faker Jr. on the blind fight as well. Good first phase. But also having some phase 3 troubles. Ooh, both runners giving me a little bit of a scare here on blind today. Real unfortunate and real scary, but both through that fight. Meanwhile, Bressingham into one of the other one of the things that's really nice, of course, about Vanilla Preset, we do not need to do the in and out of the Smith Rescue. You do have to bring him in. He goes inside, you leave, you go back in, and you just get Tempered Sword. Very nice compared to the normal NMG way of getting a Tempered Sword. No fence dash. I don't know if we're going to get any fence dashes here. I can say as an Eastern Palace Division member, not something I go for, so... Okay, here we go with the big key for Skull Woods. Decent statue there. Okay, coming up on our Skullwoods bomb jump for the fire rod. Was curious to see what kind of strategy we would see getting out of the fire rod room. Does go with the mirror. And yeah, that is that's Golden 4. That is the Golden 4 music for the Lost Wood, or the Skullwoods overworld. We'll see how Bressingham deals with this. Up to full health. Definitely not something you want to see when you're heading towards this back portion. A lot of this goes smoother with a little bit of damage. And Faker Jr. also going with the mirror strats. Okay, so Bressingham is going to go with the fire rod shot to take care of the Gibjo there, but gonna enter Moth with full health. As I said, you don't really want this. Gonna go for the double poke, or at least the single poke. Hopefully the sword beams, even with the sword beams, you know, I was worried about those, but Bressingham just says, no, we're good. It's fine. No trouble. Really good Moth. 2 spike movement in a Moth fight with sword beams. Okay, from what I can see from Bressingham's split title here, it is Ice Rod and Flippers coming over for him. Meanwhile, it looks like what we're gonna get from Faker Jr. after this. I'm gonna guess it's gonna be Meyer. But I do see the label on his split is Monka S. So yeah, definitely a scary split coming up if it is what I think it is on Meyer. So we are getting the water walk into Zora. Yeah, it looks like we're going to get some divergence here in routes. Always like to see a little bit of this. This is one of the interesting pieces of the vanilla preset, is how people handle these segments. Or these 3 segments, really. So if you're curious what the overall goal here is, the big thing is we want to do Meyer before Ice, just because of the I was going to say, I'm not a big fan of that slope dash, but nicely done. That's scary to me. So yeah. Exactly, Relkin. I agree. I do not like the risk of a bonk there. So yeah, so in terms of why we're doing what we're doing here. Oh, and Faker Jr. is getting the powder. Interesting. So yeah, Faker Jr. is going to head to Mire and beat Vitreous and get his Cane of Samaria. He'll have that for both Swamp and Ice. Meanwhile, Bressingham is going to get Hookshot out of Swamp Palace, also an extra heart container. Makes the other two dungeons a little easier. Honestly, Ice and Mire can be a little spooky. Ice isn't too bad in this mode, but Mire is especially a risky dungeon. So being able to kind of hit that with a little bit more health is nice. Also, Hookshot does save a little bit of time. So as you can see, Faker Jr. having to do the bonk over that. Hookshot does save a little bit of time there. And there's a few spots throughout the run that having Hookshot sooner does give little time saves. Nice Mire 2 though for Faker Jr. This is vanilla preset. So all the benefits and little niceties of Rando, but it is everything in its vanilla location. So it's like NMG, but kinder? I don't know. Depends on your definition of whether or not you enjoy NMG, I guess. Faker Jr. unfortunately having some bit of a dangerous time here in Mire. Did take that damage off the bomb slug, which you never want to see. But then the other piece of this is just using a lot of magic just to get through those rooms, the torch room. I'm not sure what we're gonna see in terms of, I think we have enough magic. Maybe, but like, I think we're gonna see a magic pickup coming up here on Faker Jr.'s side. And yeah, that powder is a real, like, nice thing to have based on how this Mire's been proceeding. But there's Cane of Samaria as Bressingham's about to get his big key. Uses that last fire rod shot in that room, does not get the kill. Also deleted the heart under the pot. Ooh. Does knock the block off of the switch there. So yeah, here comes one of our first little major changes. This is going to be the diver down with the bomb. Bressingham. Good setup. And well done. As well as some good spooky action over on Faker Jr.'s side to get through the back of Mire. We're going to definitely see a powder here of this anti-fairy. We'll want full health for this Vidi fight. As I was saying, this fight is a little bit scarier than the normal version. Usually you have 2 more heart containers having completed Ice and Swamp before getting here. Gonna get a 2 lightning cycle Vitreous here, not too bad. The big thing is we survive. Meanwhile, Argus coming up on Bressingham. Looks like we're gonna get a 1 cycle on the Argus puffs. Not bad at all. And a good kill there on Bressingham's side. I will say, big gold there for Bressingham. Looks like about a 4.5 second gold for him to even draw closer to PB. Still a bit behind based on the Moldrum Falls, but really plenty of run to go. Faker Jr. is going to do, of course, the Quake into Flippers here, while Bressingham is kind of retracing Faker Jr.'s steps to go get Ether and go do Mire. Now, of course, it may look like we're roughly about even based on the fact that the dungeon clear number is the same. But what I will point out is Swamp is probably one of our longest dungeons in the Dark World, or is the longest of the 3 dungeons in this set. Ice Palace probably being the shortest. So I will point out though, Faker Jr. with a good rock throw there for Quakefish. Hitting that corner beautifully. And I will also say Bressingham does have the Ice Rod. He will have to still go back up for Quake Medallion, which isn't always, like, it's a weird part of the route for this. The method he does, but not a lot of runners do it, but it works. They're minor optimizations, it just works. No bird tossing. We don't bird toss. Or most people don't, at least. Sometimes. Good Mire 2 from Bressingham as well today. Decent dash there out of the Zora area. I will point out, you don't need to dash down at that last one after jumping the waterfall, but still not too bad. I say that as somebody who used to do that a lot. Oh, and does take a half-heart of damage. I've done bird tosses on restreams for the memes on occasion, but yeah. Save the frames, people. This is a speedrun specifically. So, Faker Jr. into Ice Palace here. And yeah, the Bomb Slug is just not anybody's friend. Oddly enough, both runners getting to see kind of the same jerk movement from it. So for Ice Palace, what we're going to have here is, of course, the Icebreaker. We'll see what overall route Faker Jr. goes with. Are we going to get Big Key? We are going to get the Big Key here. So you'll see the Big Key. We'll pick up the block in the atrium for the small key, and then the U room spike chest is another small key. I will point out that there is a little bit of this route is a little bit scarier in some regards. As secretly a Sliver is pointing out in chat, Ice Palace has a tighter magic requirement than the NMG run. Because what happens here is that you use 1/8 of your bar to get in the front door. That room, use one of your 8 fire rod shots there. Using the block, the Canis Samaria block, to do Icebreaker uses a half a shot. And then the switch here in the basement that you use another Samaria block for uses the other half of that shot. So you will use 2 shots. You do get 2 small magics back right before Cold Stare, so so you should be at full magic, but any deviation from that set really can make this a dangerous dungeon. So like you need these two and you can't use extra blocks. So like if you struggle with Icebreaker, that can actually kill the run in some regard. Or make you have to grind out magic, I guess would be the other way to think of it. So it's a very scary, oh, unfortunately we do miss that spin. And so we are dealing with a bit of a puff party here in the Cold Stare fight. Nice triple spin there to get all three of them take damage. And there's the cleanup. And we get a fake powder over on Bressingham's side to refill his health before entering Vitreous. A little bit of cleanup here for the Vitreous fight. Little scary, but does get through that fight. I was getting a little scared there. When the arrow rhythm is a little bit off, you really worry about, like, are we going to get through this fight or are we going to take some extra damage? And no, Bressingham does clean up nicely to get through Vitreous. Still going to have a little bit of a lead for sure. That death in the back of Thieves Town for Faker Jr. is a little bit more troubling than the extra Moldorm fall for Bressingham today. The one thing I will say about the Icebreaker strat there, like, if you can get the initial setup, you could work around that block as long as you want. Like, a Samaria block that is, like, if you don't get the pixel movement to do it, you can kind of maneuver yourself a little bits to keep the Samaria block useful for Icebreaker. It's just, if you have to place another Samaria block, then you're stuck grinding magic and ice. I will say, I remember when NMG had not yet banned Icebreaker and people were trying to do some runs with it. Like, there was definitely some of those kinds of problems, though. But yeah, after our runners finish, really the moment we're going to be able to tell roughly how things are starting to look is after our runners enter Turtle Rock. Even as Faker Jr. and Bressingham are in their 6th crystals, Bressingham is still up in Ice Rod. Well, it's a slow dungeon, but so like that's the other thing, is that of the 3 dungeons in this segment of the run, like Swamp is the slowest. There's a lot of back and forth here, a little worse than Myers. Great Icebreaker there from Bressingham with the pause buffer strat. I will point out, of course, that while I did mention the Icebreaker in relationship to NMG, unfortunately, it is banned in that run. And yeah, I think you're right, Sliver. It looks like we are a little low on magic right now, and I do want to thank ZeldaSpeedRuns too for the raid bringing over everybody. Yeah, we're fine with beam strats. And yeah, Bressingham going with the blue mail pickup. It's a nice safety in this run that's not really possible elsewhere. Does get a magic drop there. That is a way to make up for the magic issue. Yeah, I saw a lot of people saying you want to go with the sword beam strats, and that would work, but instead we just get a magic drop. Sure. A little bit better of a cold start fight, honestly, for Bressingham. Still had a little bit of a separation, a little bit of a party there at the end, but a lot cleaner. So, Bressingham out of his 6th crystal, gonna head up the mountain. And a 1-cycle Argus as well for Faker Jr. So good kills by both runners. Faker Jr. will have to go get that Ice Rod next, though, before heading up the mountain, so shaping up to be a decent lead for Bressingham into Turtle Rock and crystal number 7. Bressingham opening up Turtle Rock here, as Faker Jr. is about to get that Ice Rod. I will say also, you know, that talk about sword beam strats and yeah, like I would say the death, like both of them had a little bit of a costly mistake. Bressingham having a Moldrum fall, one more Moldrum fall than Faker Jr. But that Thieves Town death is just a lot more punishing in this mode. Like getting back to the back of Thieves Town takes a lot longer than just refighting Moldrum. But yeah, on that discussion of the beam strats, one of the other things that I've heard a lot of people talk about, especially those who are, you know, you build up a muscle memory, there's a timing to the icicle drops that a lot of runners get used to, and like having half magic, having other like nice little bonuses really can make things pretty rough. So there is something to say for the difference of sword beam. And I wouldn't say it's just mistakes. Like mistakes are going to happen. Like that chomp room for Bressingham, definitely not as clean as he was hoping. Really going for the invincibility, the iframe strat. but it's gonna come down, like, it would take a lot of those kinds of moments, especially given the fact that Bressingham having blue mail is a safety that is just, you know, it is important. Like, that gives you a little bit more leeway heading into the later portions of this dungeon, as well as GT and Ganon. Of course, yeah. And it's unfortunate because, like, Faker Jr. did get a fairy very nicely at into Thieves. So we were at full health entering Thieves Town. Unfortunately, it just, you know, you have those moments where the crickets or the Zyzax or anything just gets in your way, and, you know, you just start getting chipped. It's, you know, why we talk about Swamp Palace as being a paper cut dungeon. You're not doing, like, major things wrong. Just sometimes the dungeon says no. Hey, we got a fairy drop for Faker Jr. there. So I will say, Faker Jr. is making up little bits of time here in Turtle Rock. You know, it's not enough to say that this lead is changing. Sometimes Swamp Palace says yes. Okay. I appreciate you, Swamp Palace. Oh, almost got the double spin. Said that second pokey really took some time. But Bressingham into the Trinex fight. Good. Firehead does get the ice head before ice gets put down. And, oh, didn't get the ice head kill there. So gonna be, it looks like a two cycle on the main head. But good cleanup there. Down to 3 hearts for Faker Jr. Gonna have to be a little careful here coming up on Trinex. Trinex is still a dangerous boss. But here we go, Bressingham heading towards Ganon's tower. He will, of course, have to get the big key out of the basement before the climb. In terms of the arrow situation for both of our runners, not bad. I've seen worse arrow situations in this mode, so no complaints. Looks like, okay, Faker Jr. probably not going to make up any time on the Trinex fight. Did have a slightly cleaner TR overall, I would say, but not any extra time save here on Trinex. Not going to go for the spin strat, just going to play it a little bit safer. And going for the 5/slash. So, as always, GT, very much a technical, one of those very technical dungeons that is You can gain and lose a lot of time here. The experience and the reps do show in this dungeon, so we'll see how well each of them copes with it. We did have a little bit of a problem with some of those boom strats over on Bressingham's side, but still has a sizable lead here. You know, just this is kind of one of those scenarios where it's you just finish this out and you're fine. Both of our runners going with the skipping of the bop of torch. Good Armos kill there. And we begin the climb. So, Faker Jr. just, a little bit of an unfortunate fall there, but not too bad. I was going to say having a little bit better of a basement, but with that fall, going to lose probably a little bit of time. And yeah, as we said, that blue mail for Bressingham in this Eastern Palace division has been massive. It's been able to help with any potential issues in the dungeons. It's a good safety and has really served him amazingly well in all of his races. Yeah, we are nearing the end of NMG League Season 4. This is the last week of the tournament. Now, Bressingham did take quite a bit of damage there at the end of the gauntlet. You don't want to see that, but hopefully able to get through this. Those Lambos not really cooperating today, but does get through it and has plenty of magic. But yeah, in a couple of hours we do have, or just under a couple of hours, at 2 o'clock Eastern time, we will have a 4-way race within the Desert Palace division. All 4 of those runners at a 1-1 record. They're not playing for the division title, but they are going to be playing for some pride. Those are 2 1v1 matchups overall, but since they all have the same record, I'm sure there's pride in the person who takes that race with first place. So it should be a really good one coming up. Just for everybody's info, that race is going to feature Humbug versus Coin Chaser and Yerok versus Structural Mike. Matt7898 is on the call, as well as Fibonacci, or PH112358. So going to be a really good one. 4 very talented runners within the category. So do give that a watch if you're available. There's the powder for the fake powder for the fairy. Does get the health refill. It's gonna be at about 10 hearts. And yeah, I think that might actually be like our last race of this tournament until Season 5, which I'm sure you know, won't be too long. We did have Season 3 earlier this year, so I wouldn't be shocked if we see Season 5 before the year closes out. This is just really a mini 3-week tournament. Oh, is there another one that could get a restream? Okay, my bad. Ah, I'm sorry. I did not realize that Sean and Willie still had a race. Cool. Oh, there's the last Desert Palace matchup. Okay, thank you. Sorry, I looked at the Discord and did not see anything in opportunities or commentary discussion, so I appreciate the info. I should have checked the events. Decent Aga 2 fight, though, for Bressingham. Faker Jr. is making up a bit of time, but still down in Aga 2, so really this is still in Bressingham's control. Okay, awesome. Thank you for the extra little insight, guys. Ah. The great automation of Discord and what it can sometimes do to us. There's the 1-1. As Faker Jr. does take down Aga 2. But at this point, Bressingham into phase 4, of course, asking, hey, did you find the silvers? We know where they are, we're just not getting them. Sorry, this is NMG. Nice, by the way, on the torch glitch setup. Going with the fire rod shot. Very smooth. Great triple there on that one. Gonna play with the, I'll say, sometimes referred to as like a baby triple, waiting really for the bottom triple setups. But if you can get triples like this consistently, it's not that much slower. You're just doing an extra teleport each time. So... Oh, unfortunate miss there, but still well in control. Unfortunately, Faker Jr. having missed the 1-1. And there we go. That is the 12th spin over on Bressingham's side. And with that, just going to have to cross the bridge, and that will take the Eastern Palace Division. Get your GGs in chat for Bressingham. Finishing with a 121.07. Meanwhile, Faker Jr. finishing out his Ganon fight into phase 4. Of course, we'll see if we can get Bressingham in for an interview. But Faker Jr. not too far behind. Good race overall. Unfortunately, that death in the back of Thieves Town really the big difference here. But well raced, as there we go. Ganon exploding over on Faker Jr.'s side. And here we go. Going to get a final time over on Faker Jr.'s side of... 122.15 GGs to Faker Jr. as well. I am getting word that Faker Jr. will not be able to join us today for an interview. Apparently has a cross keys tourney race coming up very shortly and wants to get a short break. Completely understandable with the endless tourney season of the Link to the Past community, both randomizer and vanilla, for skipping out to give themselves a bit of a down period for a moment. And yeah, I mean, cross keys is definitely one of those race types that requires mental energy, so I would take the breaks I can when available. I still don't have any word about Bressingham's availability, but I will point out that yes, Bressingham is the champion of the Eastern Palace Division for Season 3 of the NMG League, finishing 3-0, getting wins over MyNDM, myself, and Faker Jr. to take that title. But yeah, in terms of the races, yeah, it is just those 3 Desert Palace races to go. So we got that race at 2 o'clock today, that 4-way happening on, it looks like it's scheduled for Zelda Speedruns 3. So that'll be that 4-way race. And then there is that last race today at 3 between Sliver and Willie. Once again, 3 o'clock. So, and I believe that will be what closes out the NMG League season. Looks like Bressingham is going to try to join us. His internet died. Yeah, at least the internet died or waited to die until after the end of the race. And I do believe we have been joined by Bressingham. We have, for what I can see, GG's Bressingham. Yeah, you're a little quiet, but I do hear you. So, how about that? Congratulations on winning Eastern Palace Division.
Thank you. Yeah. That's very well. Everything. It's goes behind.
Yeah, so what happened was, unfortunately, Faker Jr. took a death in the back of Thievestown. Was able to get the bombed floor just fine. Had a little bit of damage in there. Was down to 2 hearts. And then 1 heart after one of the Patricks hit him. Got the first heart in the blind cell area, but got sniped in the back by a Zizak fireball. Yeah, so had to redo the back of Thievestown, which really was the shift in the race. Because he was holding that lead just based on the 1 extra fall you had on Moldorm.
Yeah, I wasn't as behind, so I thought it'd be a fall to Moldorm.
Yes. You each had 1 fall early, and then you had that second fall. So it really was just the difference of 1 fall.
Yeah, well, I think this is the first run where I did think powder up in Fire Engine.
Okay.
I'm glad that I have that saved because it really saved happy health for a lot of hits.
Yeah, that and the blue mail really seems to have become the difference or one of the big pieces for your run through this whole division. Just making sure not to die is very underrated as a strat.
Happy to have not died in any of the races. It's mainly I want.
Yeah, no, that is the name of the game sometimes.
But it was this is a lot of fun. Welcome can do this, and I don't regret it at all. I learned a lot and I had a lot of fun. This is a really fun way to play this game.
Yeah, glad you had some fun with it. Is this going to be the start of more NMG or maybe even the actual NMG, or going to stick to vanilla preset?
Possibly. I like this run, so I might try to get 118. I want to try Rando with Hondo. I think that would be fun.
It's a fun run. I would agree there.
Yeah, and I may go back to regular NG try and get sub 90. But I don't know. I've got a lot of Superman tournaments coming up corner or something.
I was going to say there's always a tournament around the corner for all of us, so does not make life easy to speed run a lot of games.
Yeah, this was a nice and short little thing though, so I'm really glad that I.
Yeah, as I said, I wouldn't be shocked if Fox and Relkin come up with a League Season 5 before the end of the year. We'll see what happens there. I know we had League Season 3 earlier this year, and then Season 5 or Season 4 here in this little stretch. So we'll see if Season 5 starts before the end of 2023 and what mode that might be.
I'll be excited about that.
Yeah. Did you have anything else before we look to start closing up shop?
Nope. GG Faker and everyone, and thank you for commentary.
Our pleasure. I believe Ace is here.
Yeah, I'm here.
Awesome.
So yeah, congratulations for winning the Eastern Palace division, and yeah, I think that was the last race for Eastern Palace. So now we only have the Desert Palace division left, I think. So yeah, big thanks for the race today. Really good one from both racers. And also big thanks to Jess for being on commentary today. So yeah, we still have actually 3 NMG races, but 2 of them will be done at the same time on Restream. So it was assigned to ZSR3, but it might move to ZSR2. We will see later. So the 1-1 matches will be Gilrock versus Structural Mike and Humbug versus Coin Chaser. So yeah, since they have the same score in the same division, yeah, first place takes all, basically. At least for Pride. So yeah, and the last NMG race will be secretly a Sliver versus Just Willy, I think. It's the 0-2 match, and we are not sure this one will get a restream, but we will see later. It starts 1 hour after the 4-wheel race. But yeah, if you want to watch something while waiting for the NMG races, there will be the Wind Waker tournament qualifier number 2 starting right here in like 26 minutes. If we have enough volunteers. I don't know yet if we have a crew for this. But yeah, that's it for now. Thanks everyone and see you later. Bye.